Hey guys, it's Raymond with FHF Solutions. We're doing a kitchen backsplash. Just wanted to kind of, what we've done in the last part, this is going to be part two, showing you kind of how to set up your pattern, if you will. Like I said, we only have one corner in this job, but there's a lot of rips, and so the way that we start this off, just as a refresher, is that we rip the bottom half off of these. So I guess I should show you a full sheet. So we've got a full sheet here. One way or another, you're going to have these little nubs right here. And so what we're doing is on this side, we're starting with the nubs ripped off. On the other side, we'll be able to use those nubs here to reduce our waste. So kind of show you what we've done. This is this wall right here. And so you see where that line is? That's where your corner is going to come in. And so when you turn the corner, you put a little bit of grout in there to kind of hold everything steady, but it gives the optical illusion that the tile continues. Makes the kitchen look a little bit more connected. It doesn't look like it's so many corners at that point, and it opens up the kitchen a little bit more because it makes it look a little bit bigger. We ended with that piece. That's actually technically two pieces. That's the bottom and the top. But then we ripped all of the pieces for this side of the counter. So you can see where we've ripped the bottom half off all of those. That is just the bottom. So what's the next thing that we do? Well, we've got all these plugs, these pesky little plugs that we've got to deal with. So how do we do that? Well, we start measuring. So first of all, we take a measurement here. And so we can see that we are 6 3/4 inches, which I've written here. When you bump this up against the other tile, you're going to add another 1/4 inch just for the height right here. And so we're going to be at 7 inches before we even start our next tile. Plus grout lines, that's going to be another 1/8 of an inch. So we've got 3/8 of an inch before we start our next tile. Why does that matter? Well, we need to figure out, I'm going to flip this around so you can see what I'm doing. So this is our plug. You can see here, the left side of the plug is at 15 1/4 inches. The right side is at 17 3/4. And so we'll write that down. 15 1/4, 17 3/4. And then from the bottom, we've got 1 7/8, and then at the top we've got 5 3/4. So 1 7/8, 5 3/4. So we've got to just do that for every single plug, and you always want to pull from the full side of the wall that you're going to be coming off of. That way your calculations, if your tile ends up shifting a little bit and you've cut the tile, you've got your tile shifted wrong, then you can just shift the tile over to where it needs to be at, rather than trying to correct as you go along and trying to cut a piece and then put a piece in, cut a piece, put a piece in. The nice thing about this tile, though, flip this around, is I don't have to deal with this right now. All I've got to do is figure out where these tiles are going to be at and cut them out. I will deal with them later, because then I can just cut on the tile cutter one piece at a time, which is a lot easier and a lot faster. So what we're going to do is figure out on here, we're going to subtract off the 6 3/4 plus the 3/8. So the 7 1/8 is going to come off of the 15 1/4, and then we'll measure that to the tile, and we'll cut out any piece that's in that square. Just cut it out, and then we'll keep going, doing every piece the exact same way. If you've got two guys doing this, you can cut them as you go. If you've only got one guy, just deal with all your plugs later. It's a lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting these out so that you can see my process, or our process, the process that we usually use when we're dealing with these types of tile. And first I'm going to actually put this sidewall tile that we've already finished out of the way. And so what we're doing is we're cutting every single piece before we lay anything. It sounds tedious, but welcome to tile. This will come here, which I can clearly see is within the tile. And so I know the left side is going to be at 15 1/4. $17 3/4, which actually gets into the next tile. So 17 3/4. And then from the bottom, it's 1 7/8. And again, if you mess up here, it's okay. You can just buy the jumbo plate covers. It's all forgivable. It's your house. Do what you want to do. 5 3/4 is the top. So you can kind of see what I've done here. I've drawn in where that outlet box is going to be at. So what that means is I need to cut out that piece, that piece, that piece, that piece, and that piece. There's 5 pieces I have to take out for now and just cut them later. But you see I've got my lines marked on there, so I can go and individually cut them when I need them. pieces. And for anyone thinking, oh my God, he's cutting up his countertop, these countertops have seen better days. So they're going to get changed out at some point anyway. So. And like I said, this knife is dull. Cut. I'm just going to put it back. But why, Raymond? Well, because I don't want to lose them. I don't want to lose their markings. If you feel like you're in craft class, it's a lot like that. So you're not too far afield. Alright, so our next lug outlet is at 24, let's call it 24 7/8 to 29 1/8. And same height. I like that. Alright, so 24 7/8. Why is that so big? Because it's a double switch. Hey, boo. 1 7/8. To 5 3/4. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tiles that have to be cut out. Alright, and so just kind of show you, I know you don't want to watch me cut fabric all day, so we're going to do this. We're going to come back after we've cut out all these outlets. So there's one. I will point out there's a little nub right here. But if you notice how these switches go in here, it's not going to matter, that little nub on the corner, so I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm going to stop it for now. I will be back at part 3 when I get all these outlets cut out for you guys. Show you what we're at.